I'm Shawn Eric Jones, and you are having lunch with Doug.
Hello everybody, Dangerous Doug Harper with you for another great episode of Lunch with Doug. Thank you for spending your lunchtime with us. Today I have a guest with us, Shawn Jones.
Hey guys.
He is awesome. He's a local celebrity in my eyes for sure.
Yeah.
He is an actor, a writer, a model, what else?
I've been writing a children's book, so I did that. So I guess that could be on my belt now. Hopefully, if it gets picked up. If not, then it's just for my own.
For your own fun, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
anything creative. I like anything creative.
Nice. So we're on the brink of, we'll talk about some of the other things he's done too, but we are on the brink of your being in a major motion picture coming out.
Yeah.
In October.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, name and all that.
It's called The First Man. It stars Ryan Gosling as Neil Armstrong.
Nice.
And it's directed by Damien Chazelle, which he directed La La Land, and he's definitely going to be one of the bigger filmmakers. I think he's still pretty young, but he's just so amazingly talented. I think.
Nice.
I think this film's going to be really big, even without me in it. Like I would still think this movie's going to be really big, just because Neil's family doesn't lease out his story very much, and the guy that wrote the book that the movie's based off of, he got the rights from Neil's wife, and then the company, Universal, I believe, I think bought the rights to the movie. I'm not sure, but so it's gonna be big. I think for it's got to go through a lot of hoops before it would ever be approved on this level, just through the family.
Nice.
So I think it's gonna be a big game-changing movie, because I remember when Apollo 13 came out. I remember how big that movie was and how cool you got to see things that you didn't know about, that maybe you didn't hear about.
Right.
In some history class you may hear some of that stuff, but for me as a kid, I didn't know all that. So when I was watching, I was like, "There's no way," all this stuff. So it's a really good way for people that maybe aren't as big of school fans like me, that don't pay attention as much like I do, but I don't retain it, to watch it through a multimedia facet like that. I'm more able to pay attention
and they're not going to show. I mean, for those of you that, I'm assuming everybody knows who Neil Armstrong is, first astronaut on the moon, and this is a story about him and the events leading up to him. And I understand he had a very movie-worthy life. Lots of things happened in his life, to get him there. So you're going to see the things that happened in his life, getting him to that moment, and then you're going to maybe discover some things that were in his biograph that hasn't really been released before, because he passed away 2-3 years ago, something like that.
Something about right.
And so he passed away, and now it's time for, a lot of times people just don't talk about certain things until someone has deceased, because it's just not, the timing's just not right. And now this will be the first thing.
It's more like a lot of times, even with artists or painters, is the big deal is where nobody could really care less at the moment, like, oh, okay, cool, but then when they die, like, oh, we miss him so much, where is it, we want his, so it's kind of like that type of deal.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And your character, I understand, was an astronaut who went into space for the first American astronaut anyway to go into space 3 times.
Yep. Wally Schirra, he went to the space in Mercury, Apollo, and Gemini. So, he's definitely done a lot of stuff. And after his career, he went on to, I think, a broadcasting world. He did a lot of stuff with Dan Brokaw, I believe, with a lot of space-related stuff. He would do interviews. And
I understand that your character was actually on the broadcast when they put it on TV. He was talking about the broadcast when Neil Armstrong went to the moon.
Yeah.
Do you know if that's something that it's going to be in the movie?
No, it won't be in that part. No, I think a lot of that kind of stuff, I think they mainly wanted to keep the focus on Neil. So I think a lot of the other role players that were astronauts, they probably didn't want to highlight as much.
Right.
You know, I'm sure from the family perspective, they want it to be as much Neil as you can. You know, Neil 24/7. You know, these other people are just kind of just to help move the scene along. You know. So.
But basically, it's a true story.
Yes.
And all the characters are real.
Yeah.
Your character is now deceased as well, I understand. But some of the people that the movie portrays are probably still living.
Yeah. So hopefully, you know, all the actors that are in it. There's a whole handful of list of big actors. I think Claire Foy plays his wife, and Pablo Schreiber's in it.
Who plays Buzz?
Yes, and
right?
I believe it's Buzz. Yeah, and it's also got obviously Ryan Gosling. Kyle Chandler is in it. He was just in that movie I saw, Game Night. He's the handsome brother or whatnot.
Right.
There's so many big actors.
Gosling, I don't know if we said this on this episode, but Ryan Gosling's playing Neil.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling is playing Neil Armstrong, and you know, he's such an amazing actor. You know, he's very seamless. Mm-hmm. You know, you watch really great actors like him, and you realize that you think they're not trying that hard, but it's really hard to appear like you're not trying that hard. It's very hard to appear natural, and maybe some people are good at it, but for most people it's tough. They say just act natural, but it's kind of harder. Like, well, now you start thinking, well, what would I be thinking? Just act natural, you know. And he's very good at that. You know, he really is a nice guy. I can see why everyone likes him, because he's super nice. He was super great to me the whole day. You know, I basically hung out with him quite a bit, and you know, he was telling me, hey, you're doing a great job and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, like, he doesn't have to do those kind of things. You know? And that's the kind of stuff that I look at to think, if God ever blesses me to ever be on that type of level, to remember that, you know, those little things like that can really help somebody. Because I could have been an actor that was on the verge of just quitting, like, I'm not any good, you know, I didn't get any lines, I'm not doing it, you know, blah, blah, blah. And that one little deal could have been like, turned it around from like, well, hey, you know what, if he noticed that, you know, whether he believed it or not, you know, or meant it, you know, little things like that, you know, and I try to carry that over just in life in general.
Right.
Just saying hi to people. If somebody looks at you, say hi. How are you? How's your day going? You know, I always try to, something my grandpa always did that he told me was, when you meet somebody or even somebody you know, always try to find something positive that you like about them and compliment them on it. So if it's a shirt, you're like, hey, I like that shirt on you, man. It looks really good. Well, you might wear that shirt all the time. That might be your new favorite shirt. She's like, man, I feel confident in it.
Shawn said this shirt's great. You'll see it on every episode.
Yeah. Not that my opinion matters, but
it matters.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, stuff like that. Like try to find the positive in life. And I think when you're always trying to find positive stuff, all that negative stuff goes by the wayside. I think it's, you know, it's kind of like what Oprah had the deal where each day you write something that you're thankful for. So then each day, it's got to be something different. It can't be, I'm thankful for socks. I'm thankful for underwear. I'm thankful for underarm deodorant. You know, it's got to be something legit. And when you're constantly every day looking and searching for something, then your day kind of takes on a different meaning. Versus, oh, God, I don't want to get up today. Oh, those burritos upset my stomach. Blah, blah, blah. You know, like, you're trying to stay positive. So, which is hard. You know, especially if you're on multimedia or, you know, any like Facebook, a lot of negativity, you know, so it's hard not to engage on that, you know, or to put yourself out there. You know, for me, it was hard for me to ever post a lot of my acting stuff in the beginning on Facebook or stuff like that, because I didn't want people to think, oh, there's Mr. Hollywood. He thinks he's so cool. Look at him. Blah. You know, but then I finally just realized, like, I do have some friends and family that actually legitimately want to hear about it.
Sure.
And that's a way for me to put it out there, and then they can read it and hopefully be excited about it, you know. Because we're in competition with no one. Yeah. You should be excited for everybody. If one of my friends does something big, I'm jazzed. Yeah. Just like it was me, because I'm like, all right, somebody made it, somebody did something, you know, that's good. Yeah. Anytime somebody makes it in anything, whether it's getting a degree, graduating high school, anything, like, hey man, there's a lot of hard work to put into that. You know, you should be jazzed about that. But a lot of people, oh, well, if it's not happening to me, then screw them. Or, you know, and it shouldn't be like that. You know, you got to band together, because it's in numbers.
Yeah.
That you really create
Well, it's
the best
happening
stuff.
for somebody from your hometown. It's happening to your hometown.
Yeah, I mean, that's something to be proud about. Even if I hear somebody's from Missouri, I'm like, hey, I'm from Missouri.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, I'm from Missouri. You know, like,
yeah.
stuff like that.
Sarah Evans from Missouri.
Yeah, see? I mean, or like, Jenna Fisher's from St. Louis, from The Office, and stuff like that. You're like, yeah, that's far away from here, but still, you're still like, that's pretty cool.
That's cool, yeah.
So.
John Goodman.
Springfield.
Or he went to college there, I guess.
Yeah.
And who else was the other actor from
Kathleen Turner.
Kathleen Turner's from Springfield?
Yep. Kathleen Turner's from there.
I was thinking of the other male actor from Springfield.
Brad Pitt.
There you go. I don't know why I couldn't get that out.
The most well-known Missouri man in the world. Anytime like, hey, Brad Pitt. Hey, do you know he's from Missouri? Like, it would be cool. Like, my goal, to know if you were ever on that type of level would be sometime that, I could be peeing in a urinal and somebody, or even somebody's going to the bathroom or something like that, and they're like, hey, hey, Shawn, they talk to me, and then they tell everyone, like, hey, I went into the bathroom to take a poop, and I talked to Shawn Jones. Like, they don't even care. They're so jazzed. I took a poop next to Shawn Jones in the urinal. Like, they're so jazzed they don't care that they're telling somebody about their poop story. That's when you know you made it. Because how many times have I pooped next to Brad Pitt? I'd be like, hey, you know what? They're like, oh, let's tell me something interesting about yourself. Well, one time I jumped with my bike over 3 logs, and when I was 22, I took a poop next to Brad Pitt, and I graduated college.
We celebrate
that.
It was 3:05.
Yeah, 3:05. I got a tattoo right here to commemorate it.
It was at Arby's.
Yeah, it was Arby's. I think I had a large curly fry, Diet Coke, stuff like that. But stuff like that, like, you would know you've made it at that level. Whenever somebody says stuff like that. So I think. He's definitely everybody from Missouri that does acting knows Brad.
And underneath Brad's breath, I heard him mutter, "Oh my God."
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
It's like he was speaking to me.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh man. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with more of Shawn Jones.
The bad boy of juggling, Mark Nizer, is coming. His show is awesome. A unique combination of comedy and juggling with music and movement. Whether it's 5 ping pong balls being juggled 20 feet into the air using only his mouth.
These don't fit out the other end.
Or juggling a burning propane tank, a running electric carving knife, and a 16-pound bowling ball. You've seen him on Comic Strip Live and MTV. Now come see him live and see why Performance Magazine calls him nothing less than brilliant.
Lunch with Doug, brought to you in part by The Art Shop at 104 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. Open when the lights are on. A gallery, portraits, lessons, and now offering Tai Chi. The Art Shop, 269-267-4423.
Are you ready for your time? Be a superhero tonight. Jim's Roadhouse, where the superhero of laughter hangs. Open daily on North Osage Boulevard in fabulous Nevada, Missouri. Drink responsible, designated driver.
Gamers Fusion, the most affordably priced game store in the region, located on historic East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. Currently buying used game systems and etc. Selling all types of games, game consoles, accessories, DVDs, and so much more at amazing prices. For the serious gamer, trade in your old games, consoles, and etc. for store credits. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 10 a.m. till 5 p.m., Friday, 10 a.m. till 6 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. See what's new and see the back stock when you like them on Facebook. Gamers Fusion, 617 East Cherry Street, Nevada, Missouri. 417-667-2986.
Next time you are downtown Nevada, Missouri, make sure to visit one of the most popular shopping hotspots on the town square. J&R Home Store is located in the historic Grand Central Building with sporting goods, electronics, houseware, furniture, appliances, tools, outdoor sporting gear, collectibles, and so much more. J&R Home Store, located at 118 West Walnut on the north side of the Nevada, Missouri Square. Open Tuesday through Friday, 9:30 to 5:30, and on Saturday, 9:30 to 3:30. Come in and see our new look.
J&R Home Store, we have just what you're looking for.
Dangerous Doug Harper back with you on Lunch with Doug with Shawn Jones alongside us today. Now, elsewise, you're making a big motion picture coming up that's coming out in October, The First Man. But locally, you still get involved locally a lot with different stuff. And I understand you were involved with the Youth Force, is that right? Task Force? Back in February and March, you were featured?
Yeah, they asked me to, if I would be interested in being their example for those 2 months for the word perseverance.
Okay.
So I made a video for them that they could play, and I guess they played it at some of the city stuff, and then they played it for a lot of the middle schoolers and stuff about perseverance. And at first, when they asked me, I was kind of, I don't really think there's anything that's that much special about myself. I just think that I'm a hard worker, and I feel like that I just don't take no for an answer. I don't feel like I'm the best looking guy. I don't feel like I'm the smartest guy. I just feel like the only thing I can control is how hard I work. And I feel like perseverance, I could speak to that. I can't speak to being famous or any of that stuff because I don't feel like I am at all remotely. But I do know that I have persevered because I feel like coming from a small Missouri town where acting isn't a big deal, most people, even when I first started, a lot of people, were like, oh, yeah, right, you think you can model? And even I was like, yeah, I don't really, I don't know, but I'm going to put everything I got into it. I needed money at the time, and it was a way, so I learned how to color coordinate clothes. I started whitening my teeth. I started working out.
Sure.
And
you did land some good stuff.
Yeah,
Abercrombie.
For Abercrombie, Under Armour. I've done a lot of stuff, and it wasn't handed to me. I had to really work at it, because I've never been the best looking guy or the most liked, popular. Everything I've ever had, I've had to work for, and I think that's the best way to be, because if you're handed something, you don't appreciate it as much.
Oh yeah.
If you have to, if you buy your own phone, you're less likely to break it because you have to buy a new one. But if your parents bought it for you, you probably could care less if they're going to buy you a new one. So I feel like I had to really persevere through a lot of hard times because a lot of times it was just everyone doubting you. And then it became a game to where it was like, you know what, I want to prove these people wrong. But then at some point you just had to realize, I have nothing to prove to anybody.
Right, sure.
I just need to be happy with what I see in the mirror. And I'm very rarely content, so I hate watching my own stuff. I always watch it, I'm like, oh, gross. You're horrible. Why? Get off the screen, fatty, that's how I see myself when I watch on screen, so I don't like to watch it. I watch it once just to see it, and then that's it. Very rarely do I watch it. I'm like, oh yeah, that was awesome. Great take, Shawn. You nailed it, man.
I read a thing one time that the thing we least like about ourselves is the feature that most people like the most.
Yeah.
You notice? And the Cindy Crawford, the little dot she has, the little mole. She wanted to get that surgically removed, I guess. Mm-hmm. And her PR people were like, no, that'll ruin your career if you do that.
Really?
And, that's her signature, and so they kept it. So.
Well, and that's true too. Probably most times how we see ourselves is completely different than how other people. Because a lot of people will be like, oh, blah blah blah, and you're just like, I don't think so.
Yeah, somebody will be like, I've got the dorkiest smile, and you're
like,
what? Your smile's great.
I love your smile. Yeah, exactly.
Makes my day every time.
Yeah. Yeah, and and that was a big thing too when I modeled. I hate pictures of myself. I really do. I don't think I'm that great looking. I don't like seeing pictures of myself. And people are like, well, you model, you must love. I'm like, no, I like money.
Yeah.
You know what? I do like money. Just because I don't like seeing myself doesn't mean that if I'm gonna get paid for it, yeah, okay. If somebody else wants to see me, fine, that's cool. If it pays, sure, you know. But
yeah.
Otherwise, I don't really care for it. But people never understood that part of it. They always thought, oh, well, you love attention. I'm like, not really. When I walk into a room, I want to disappear. I do like to make people laugh, and I like to have a good time. But my main goal is never to get attention or to try to make people laugh. I just like to enjoy myself and have a good time. And, I do like making people smile and cheering people up.
Sure.
But that's never my goal whenever I talk to somebody. I'm not trying to make you laugh. I just try to be myself. And as I've gotten older, I've more embraced myself and just let it fly versus always being like, oh, if I say something wrong, somebody will make fun of me. At this point, I'm getting older. I don't care. You know, whatever. If you don't like me, you don't like me. I can't control that.
Right.
You know, I'd rather be myself than try to be somebody that I'm not, because then I got to be that person 24/7.
Right. Exactly.
You know, and how miserable of a life is that? And that's sad that a lot of people, you know, they never become their true self because they're so worried about what people will think.
Right.
You know, when in reality, what does their opinion matter? Does it pay your bills?
Exactly.
You know, does it make your life decisions? You know, so it's tough. You know, it's tough these days to want to be yourself. You know.
Yeah.
So and that's one thing is I want to preach to people is just whatever you love and you're passionate about, go for it. Who cares if it's not what everybody else likes?
Sure. Yeah.
If you're passionate about collecting moths,
yeah,
who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? There's not a lot of moth collectors, but be the best moth collector in Vernon County. You know,
might get the largest collection real fast.
You may be the best moth dealer in the 4 states. You know, they may write a book of it. You never know.
Moth dealer.
Start your own moth magazine. Like just do it. Just go for it. Who cares if people make fun of you? Like, oh, there's the moth guy. You know, that's worse than the cat lady.
Yeah.
You're the moth guy. Oh, look at him. He wears sweaters all the time. He's got moths flying around him. You know, but who cares? Like, as long as you're happy, who cares what people think?
That's right.
You know, if it's collecting moths.
Do you collect moths?
No, I do have a weird fascination.
It's just some passion just came out when you started talking.
You know,
you'd subscribe
there's something
to
about
moths.
moths. You know, there's just something about them. That smell, that musty smell. The way if they hit you, they leave some dust behind. Whatever that stuff on their wings is, it's like dust. Looks like you were kissed by ashes or something. You were in a forest fire.
Like a little Tinkerbell, right?
Yeah, it's like a little kiss. I think that's just like the little lipstick. They kiss you. Yeah.
Oh man. Now we need a moth.
Yeah.
What about
It'd have been cool if one just flew by.
Like
landed on my shoulder.
Yeah.
That'd have been really sweet. Maybe you can digitally add one.
I'm not that good.
Oh,
well. Maybe we can contract that out.
Yeah, we'll do that in post. We'll send. Yeah, we'll get a guy on it. There's got to be a moth illustrator somewhere. Yeah, this little one that flies around like the little, kind of like the feather on Forrest Gump. Maybe even add the music where it flies around the neck and then just lands.
Perfect. Yeah. I love it. You were meant for directing and writing.
Yeah, see?
You're producing it as you go here.
The Mothman too.
Mothman.
But it has nothing to do with the Mothman. It's actually about moths.
Right.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah. The moth.
I'd star in that movie.
Yeah. You would play the lead role.
I would hope so, yeah.
Like,
yeah. Mark the Mothman.
Yeah. So would they actually put you in a moth suit or just embed your eyes on the moth?
I think I really don't. I think I could almost mind control them. So like if I wanted a mug of hot chocolate, I would just kind of look over and then moths would just kind of come over and float it over to me. You know?
Man, that's real.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
I love it.
It'd be like a superpower.
Yeah.
I could be a new Marvel superhero, Mothman.
Right. We did a new mascot for the show. It might be Moth first.
Mothman, you know. You know, if there's a bad guy robbing a bank, you do like the kiss of the thing, but you hit him in the eyes and it's that dust and they can't see.
So if you were Shawn and it was a moth, you'd be Shothman.
Shothman. I like it.
Here he comes, it's Shothman.
Yeah, Shothman, yeah. Dust flies in the air, yeah. And slowly the flap, yeah. I think I'd watch that movie.
I'd watch it too. It'd be a hit.
Yeah, it'd probably be like there was an old movie, I don't know if you ever saw this, called Frogs.
I've heard
and it's just like literally like, it's a very like C-rated movie where it's like, people are just frogs hopping and it does a zoom in of a frog.
Right.
And people are like, it's frogs!
Yeah, because it was like a horror movie, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be scary, you know. So it could be something like that, you know, just lots of zoom-ins on moths and people screaming, you know. You know, and if it's a horror movie, there's got to be some woman in a shower.
Yeah.
And she's taking a shower, you know, and then all of a sudden moths are coming and, you know.
First naked, first dead.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Covered in moths. A moth cloth instead of a washcloth, yeah.
She goes to wipe her face, it's all moths, and then eat her eye.
Yeah, or when she goes on like when she gets out of the shower, it's all steamy, she wipes the mirror, you know, so she can see herself, and there's just a moth kind of hovering behind her.
Man.
A lot of potential there.
I like it.
I think we definitely need to...
You should do this. Mm-hmm.
I'm in.
Definitely. Ask Ryan Gosling. He'll probably do it.
I mean, it's a great idea.
Will you do my movie?
Hey, Ryan, I've got this idea about moths. I'm in. I don't need to hear anything else. I'm on the next flight to Nevada. Do they have an airport? It's small, but can I just pick you up in Kansas City instead?
Yeah, you might be more comfortable flying in the case.
Yeah, we can collect moths on the way back home. We'll go to a lot of truck stops at night and just go around the lights.
It's crazy. Well, do you still do a blog? You used to do kind of a comedy blog.
I started, me and my buddy Fat Matt Gilmore, we used to do Shooting the Shit with Shawn and Matt podcast, but we both just got so busy doing different stuff that it was hard to get on a day together. And I would really like to do that again because I really had a lot of fun with him doing that, He's so funny and just easy to be yourself around. So he brings out a lot of of natural, I think, comedy between the two of us. And I did a blog called From Farm to Film, and I was going to kind of chronicle my each deal, and then I just started getting so busy that I didn't stay up on it, and then I forgot my password, and I got behind, and then I just got overwhelmed, and then I was just like, I just had been stabbed, and I should be more on top of that kind of stuff. I really should, but I think a big part of me too is a part of me was just like, does anyone even give a crap about this, about what I'm doing? So if I felt like they did, then I maybe would have been more driven too. But I was kind of like, I think I'm just doing this for myself. And then that voice in my head would be like, well, who are you to think that you can write a blog and anybody gives a crap about it? I'm like, oh, well, you're right. Bad me. I don't, and then, so it's just stuff like that. So I did, and I was told that I should make a Facebook page of, Shawn Eric Jones for acting. And I really didn't want to do it because I felt like, oh man, people are going to really think that I think I'm somebody special now that I had to make some stupid page about me. But I really just do it to try to post acting stuff in when I do stuff.
But you do have a page.
Yeah, it's a Shawn Eric Jones.
Okay. So there is, I guess that's where I was going with it. Where if somebody wanted to know some more information.
Just Shawn Eric Jones on Facebook. You can look up my acting page. You can like and follow it. And then, whenever I do new stuff, I try to post on there as well.
Keep when the new movie's going to come out.
Yeah, and stuff like that, or episodes, or if I book something new that I can talk about, some stuff you can't talk about. But when I can, I try to post it on there, just for the few people that maybe want to hear about that and get excited. I try
because you're probably under contract on some of these things.
Some stuff, some stuff you can't talk about, or you can only talk about so much. So the stuff that I can, that I get jazzed about, I try to tell people, because I try to keep them in the loop, just in case there are, like I said, the few people that want to hear about it.
Sure, absolutely.
The 5 people out there.
Are your old blogs archived somewhere? Is there somewhere they can find those still?
I don't know.
Or was that something that just came through your regular page?
I think that was, I did the blog, I can't remember, there was a site that I did it on, but I can't remember probably why I forgot my password, because I can't remember the
so
site.
You were on some sort of blog site.
I think if you looked up from,
somewhere
from farm to film or something, there's some old stuff on there. And I, photoshopped a picture it was actually a picture of a shoot that I did for a magazine at my grandma's farm. They wanted to shoot me out there, and then I kind of cropped it into the Hollywood Hills and morphed it together, so it was kind of from farm to film type deal.
That sounds cool.
But that might be something that if I can remember my password, maybe I'll start back up again. Maybe if I start doing bigger stuff and more people care and want to hear about it, maybe I can do it that way.
Sure.
So, and I try to post on Instagram too. On my Instagram, I don't post as much on there as pictures and stuff, but I do post on there sometimes some behind the scenes stuff. Not a whole lot, but just some stuff that I can post.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.